Hi, my name is Troy, and this is my video blog on social justice. We were asked to answer 3 questions: your own personal golden rule of counseling, at least one Bible verse and spiritual quotation that supports social justice, and one action that will really take towards social justice. So, my personal quote is to keep your counseling strictly to the worldview of our client. I think this also ties in with the Bible verse that I chose. And I chose Matthew 22, verses 37 through 40 for my verse. This is when the Sadducees chose to test Christ and asked him what the greatest commandment was. And his response, would begin in verse 37, was, Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments hang all the laws and the prophets." I think that's an excellent verse verifying social justice. Obviously, if we love our neighbor as we love ourselves, then we're going to do what we need to do to ensure that we're providing the best for our client. There were a couple things that I wanted to go over in the article that I liked. The definitions on equity and access. Equity is a fair distribution of resources, rights, and responsibilities to all members of society. And access is the ability for clients and those within their family systems to access services. So it also goes on to say that when counselors engage in social justice judgments as individuals, groups, organizations, or political entities, they consider distributive justice issues. And then another great point was to become an advocate for social justice issues would involve gaining advocacy competencies via the experiential learning experience, as well as learning more about politics in general and how to bring about systemic change at the community, state, federal, and international levels. As far as actions that I would take towards social justice, I think would be, because I'm leaning more towards the addiction and recovery field, I look at that area, and I think that I would look to advocate for changes in the laws on how insurance companies restrict the time frame that clients may participate for the recovery process. Unfortunately, when folks go into the facilities for treatment, insurance companies after 2 to 3 weeks will take a determination that the client is no longer physically addicted, and therefore they're ready to be turned out on their own. And I think that it's a decision that needs to be made by the doctors, counselors, and therapists, so they're better trained to make that decision than an insurance company. The other thing is, I think that funds need to be made available for additional facilities for the care of folks who are addicted to opioids. If you come from an affluent background and you have the money to spend for these expensive institutions where you can stay for a year or so, it is wonderful. But I think that the majority of folks who are suffering from opioid crisis can't afford these facilities. And so I think that funds need to be made available to create more facilities for those who are less fortunate and provide them with an option, someplace to go for quality treatment in a time frame that allows them to recover from their addiction. So that's my video blog on social justice. I enjoyed doing this. I look forward to seeing the blogs from my fellow students, and I pray that the Lord bless each of you. Thank you.